life is real and it's kind of scary, and I have to consider the future, which is not something that I like doing. I mean, who likes to do it? I mean, do people like considering? My problem with considering the future is that considering the future gives me a lot of anxiety because obviously because I have no idea what's going to happen. I mean, really, that's the thing. And like, your typical method of, I don't know, relaxation or whatever is be present, be now, don't think about the future, don't think about the past, be right here. Okay. Okay. But you know what? Here's the problem. Tomorrow exists. So if today I feel like burning down a building, I can't be in the moment and burn down a building. I have to consider that tomorrow I'm probably going to get caught and I don't want to go to jail, right? Or, you know, that's kind of extreme. So maybe we consider the reality of, I have bills to pay, and at some point in the future, I'm gonna have to pay the fucking bills. And hey, you know what? That's something you have to think about every freaking time that I have money. I have to consider what bills do I have to pay for the future, not for today, because today I don't have any bills. Today, why not? Oh well, I'll tell you why I don't have bills today. It's because I paid the bills due today on Friday. Because I was in the future. See the point I'm making? Like, yes, with anxiety, you cannot worry about the future all the time. You're just going to always have anxiety, 100%. However, it is impossible to live 100% in the moment unless. No, it's impossible. It's impossible because the only people that are living 100% in the moment are people who have no ability for forethought, and those people are probably on drugs. They're probably homeless and or in jail. Um, because you can't live like a perfect life if you're not considering the consequences of your actions, right? Like the media tells us, like TV shows and movies and things, suggest that like the monks are all present and aware and they would never do anything bad. And okay, well, if these gurus are 100% present and aware, then you know who is worrying about the future for them, who is paying their bills, who is making sure they don't go to jail, who is correcting them in the moment, who's thinking about the future. You know what I mean? Like the idea of living in the moment 100% of the time is it's a very fun utopian idea that I like the concept of. But the reality is that you have to consider the future at least a little bit every day, because you're gonna, if you don't, if you just do everything you want to do right here right now. And I mean, and then the assumption is, oh well, normal people don't have dark thoughts. Really? I don't buy that for 1 second. I'm sorry. I can get behind not everybody has ADHD. I can get behind not everybody's autistic. I can get behind not everybody freaking understands love. I can get behind a whole lot of not everybody's. But I cannot get behind this concept that there is some human person out there who has never once had a dark thought. I don't believe it. We all do bad, naughty things, especially when it's a dumb, naughty thing. Like, I don't know, spit on the sidewalk. That's illegal in most of the United States to spit on the sidewalk. Some people don't spit at all, but you know how many people I see that spit on the sidewalk? Do you know how many loogies are on the sidewalk? Or pieces of gum? What about cigarette butts? It's illegal to throw your cigarette butt on the ground, but people do it all the freaking time. So you can't tell me that normal, quote unquote, normal people don't have bad thoughts, don't do illegal things. It's impossible. And even if you're in the moment, right? I mean, what like I totally grasp. I understand meditating, right? I understand meditating and being right in this moment. But like Is that what we're doing? Is that what being in the moment is you, so you can just meditate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 100% of the time, and you never have to go to the bathroom, you never have to eat anything, you never have to pay any bills, you don't have to worry about anything ever at all because you're just meditating and everything's perfect because you're right here in the moment? Come on, let's be realistic. The fact of the matter is that yes, things thinking about the future can absolutely 100% spike anxiety, and it is very, very bad to constantly be thinking about the future if you have an anxiety problem. However, it is very, very bad to never consider the consequences of your actions. It is very, very bad to never consider that the future exists. We can do everything we want to do and we can be happy, but we must always consider that tomorrow we are going to wake up, probably, it's not guaranteed, but there's a pretty good chance that we're going to wake up tomorrow and have to face the consequences of what we did today. So, obviously, we have to think about the future. We cannot not think about the future because to not think about the future is to say, I'm dying in my sleep tonight, which, maybe we'll all live a better life. If everybody thought that they were going to die in their sleep, we would all live a better life. But, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think people would live better lives, and I don't think the world would be any better if we all pretended like we were going to die in our sleep. I think that we need to focus on being in the moment, at the time that we need to be in the moment. That's kind of confusing. But, like, right, when you're feeling anxiety, you have to pull back, draw out of the anxiety, stop, get in the moment, find the realization. My friend's daughter was talking about how she doesn't trust anybody who's driving, except for her dad's, and how if people want her to get in the car at night, she like has a panic attack because she's so afraid to drive at night with other people. She's a prime example of not being in the future. You have to stop being in the future. You don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. You can't just assume the worst is going to happen all the time. Now, do I understand that that is uh, kind of one of those things that people say that kind of sounds callous? Absolutely. I absolutely understand how that sounds a little callous. But the point isn't that I'm saying never think about future. I'm not saying that you should be perfect and it should never cross your mind that something terrible could happen. That's absolutely not the point. The point is that when it does cross your mind that something terrible might happen, but something terrible hasn't happened, and the terrible thing that might happen is in the future, that is the perfect time to get in the now. That is the perfect time to stop and come back and pull out of that anxiety and say, what can I see, hear, smell, feel now? What can I do now? What is now? What is happening now? Because this is where I am now. And that's how you pull yourself out of the anxiety, instead of being prepared for the worst, And then, I've heard the argument, well, if I'm not prepared for the worst, if I'm not constantly ready for the worst to happen, then when the worst happens, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to figure it out because I'll tell you what, when my car rolled over, literally nobody was like, hey, some old lady's going to hit us at 7 miles per hour and flip our car today. Like, that was never a thought anybody ever freaking had in their head for not even 1 second. Because who would have thought that it's possible for a tiny little Chevy car to freaking drive at 7 miles an hour, smash into an SUV, and flip it over? Nobody ever thought that was going to happen. And yet, everybody involved in the situation was fine, even though it did happen. And I was stuck in the freaking car hanging out of a seatbelt for like, I don't know, 20 minutes. Man, my freaking shoulders hurt bad that day. It's really important to be aware of the potential for the future. But the future is absolutely full of anxiety. For most people, I don't think I've ever met anybody who has no anxiety about, maybe the people who don't have anxiety about the future, that's the kind of people I need to hang around. out there. Hey, if you don't have anxiety about the future, let me know so we can be friends. Because I need to learn how to not have anxiety about the future. So I'm relatively certain that that's not going to happen. I'm just saying, like, in my 40 plus years on this planet, I've never ever met anybody who didn't have some kind of anxiety about the future, especially if they had to be financially responsible for a family, which is where my primary future anxiety comes from. So, yeah, there we go. That's my speech today, I guess. And I have no idea what's going to happen. I may or may not post it, part of it, all of it, any of it, none of it, some of it, who knows. My back hurts. I'm done. Bye.